We're live.
All right, all
Yes,
right.
sir. Thanks for hopping on, man.
No, of course.
All right, so I have a question for you. We've been friends since high school.
Yes, sir.
It's always bugged me. Why are you a Giants fan?
Well, I started watching the Giants. I didn't like any team in California, bro. Because all we had were the Chargers, the Niners, Raiders. And one day I was just watching the Giants game, and I like how they played. And I seen that Kurt Warner was the quarterback, and I'm like, fuck it. And I regretted that right away. I've only played like two. He only played like 2 games.
This is was he already
04.
like 40 years old?
It was
at
in
the time?
04.
Yeah.
It was I think Eli Manning's rookie year.
Dang, 04.
Yeah. It was 04.
Honestly, I didn't really even pay attention to football till I got into like high school in like 2006. So, but even then, I was still like a casual fan.
Yeah. I always watched it casually. That year it was just I watched a little bit more just because I usually always watch when my brother was watching, and for whatever reason that fool watched football a lot that year. So I started watching all the games. I was like, okay.
For whatever reason.
I didn't even have to remember what time they were. You know, they were just on, and I started watching it.
When do you think you became like conscious of like sports? For me, it was like I said, around high school. But prior to that, I could care less.
It probably was with football. Like, 'cause I knew about like the Lakers, or actually, you know what? I still remember the whole three-peat.
Yeah, you know what? I'm lying.
You know, so
That's right. I caught the second one, I believe. What was that? 99?
the 2000.
That's right. 99, 2000, 2001. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that first year we were still living over in East LA, so that's why like I kind of like
You just heard a bunch of fireworks going off.
Yeah,
every
I
night,
was like,
you know?
damn, the Lakers won.
That's how you know?
Yeah, and it's funny. Recently when we were over in East LA with my kids, the same thing. Like Mexico was playing or something, fireworks would go off, or the Dodgers. But my daughter would start saying like you hear the fireworks, the Dodgers are playing. I'm like, the Dodgers won. I'm like, okay.
Unless
Or it was
it's
something
something
else.
like freaking June and the fireworks are going off for no reason.
There's something going on all the time, you know. There's a fight, a Canelo fight, fireworks go off,
Or just a fight in the street.
or just a fight in the street. Yeah, yeah, you know, it's a little bit less officiated, but they get pretty good. No, but they knew that they knew fireworks meant something.
All right, well, that makes sense because I have some friends who are fans for no reason. Like I have a buddy who's a Bears fan and who can only tell you like 2 retired players.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Heck, that's funny. And that's how I got with the Dodgers recently. Like, and one of my coworkers would call us out on it. Who are their best players? Who are who's their relief pitcher? I'm like, it doesn't matter. He's gonna beat you. I'm just
Doesn't matter. They're gonna win.
Yeah,
That's all
it's
you
just
need
out
to
of
know.
habit sometimes, you know. But yeah.
Jeez. What are you, my teacher? You want a book report? Don't matter. Don't worry about it.
I like the team. God damn it.
There's no rhyme or reason. I always laugh at those fans because, like I said, I'm a casual fan. But if I know more about your team as a casual fan and you're a diehard, quote unquote, I think you need to readjust your life priority, my guy.
Or try harder.
Try hard.
That's your cue to try harder. Right there. When it's casual, it doesn't like your team. You know, he knows more about your team.
I love talking to those fans, but I feel sad for the ones where it affects their lives. We had this. I have this coworker, and he's a diehard Dodger fan.
Yeah.
And this was back. I started there the year after the Astros beat the Dodgers in 2017.
Yeah.
So I wear my Astros gear because I'm a Texas fan in general, but because my dad's from Texas,
Yeah.
his side's from over there, so I just sport like whatever. Because at the end of the day, I have to go clock in, and it doesn't affect my life, you know. So.
Yeah.
But I talked to this guy, and he was like, "Hey, you got to take that off." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you got to take that off. They're cheaters." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, dude, that's not right." you're supporting a team that cheats? I was like, you think they're the only team that cheats, or it doesn't matter? It was against the Dodgers. I was like, all right, dude. I gotta go to lunch, right? So
that's when the whole issue came out.
right.
He wasn't doing it for the MLB. He was doing it for the Dodgers.
That's when it matters, when they. I trip out when I see like, you know, you go on like Instagram Explorer page and stuff.
Okay.
And you see like the super fans, and they have like the whole man caves dedicated to, you know, whatever team they like.
Yeah.
I seen this one where this guy, he was a Packers fan. And I'm not hating because it was legit, but you could tell this fool spent like at least easily $100,000.
Like another house, pretty much.
Golly, dude, I can't even afford a house. This was buying like, but it's probably somewhere affordable, right? Like Wisconsin or something.
Oh,
Where they
everything's a
live.
little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have a whole bunch of crazy. Like speaking of that, one of the bosses at work, he has this it's a slot machine, a Dodger slot machine.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of cool stuff out there, though. I could see how people would easily just kind of like, you know, if they're already, you know, wanting to buy something like that.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna spend money.
Don't get me wrong, man. If you like it, I love it. Like whatever. Do you?
No, but still to spend that money.
Yeah. For me, I mean, shoot. It ain't easy.
Right.
It ain't easy, man.
Yeah.
See, over here in California, dude, it's like, sheesh, charge you for everything, for nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been seeing recently the fucking, what is it,
The little stipend things.
or the what?
Not the stipend, it's like to help with the gas. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I was talking about like on Zillow. That shit's expensive, dog.
Oh, yeah,
Everything
yeah,
went
yeah.
up. Everything went up. Like a one bedroom is like $1,800.
It's so
Like, what the
dumb, dude.
fuck?
I don't understand. I know, that's my window shopping, houses that I can't buy.
It's just like all of them.
One day. If you could live anywhere, any state, any country, where would it be?
Anywhere. I'd probably think Texas, somewhere like around, not too far east. You know, Texas, New Mexico, around that area.
Really, New Mexico?
Yeah. Something different is just, you know,
I'd be down.
you know what I'm saying?
Take a chance. Why not? See something else besides
What we see right here in California already.
Don't get
I
me
would
wrong.
think, you know, like New York, but then New York is like I would think it's like a compacted version of what LA is, you know?
No way,
Everything's
dude. That's way too many people for my liking.
Exactly, you know, like you're already used to that. You already know how it is to deal with. You know, I want to drive 2 hours to get to a fucking Krispy Kreme, you know? It's like, do I really want it? I got a 2-hour drive. I'll figure it out.
That's one of my arguments that I have with my wife, because I want to move to Texas prior to, like, you know, the mass exodus after the pandemic.
Yeah.
I've been there a few times, and like I said, my dad's side of the family's from there, so we visited a few times, and I just liked it. It seemed like more slower pace. People were nicer,
Yeah.
but you know, every like distance is a true distance. Like if it takes 30 minutes, it's like 30 miles away. So it's far, but
It's
like a true, yeah.
Yeah.
So when we came back, you know, they picked us up from LAX, and to go 11 miles, it took an hour and a half.
Okay.
I was like, and you're complaining about 30 minutes to go 30 miles. I do get the counter argument though, where it is like, yeah, but if you get stuck or something, that's 30 miles.
I've always heard that even like the like if you call for a tow truck out there, it could take like days because they're given those shops are given an area based on the people who live there and the cars that are there. So if everything is kind of spread out, that one shop's gonna have everything that's spread out. So there'll be times I guess that they'll call for a tow and like, oh, we'll be out to you in like 2 days. I was like, what the fuck?
That must be somewhere out like in the boondocks, like
Yeah.
sheesh.
But yeah, I also thought it'd be interesting if I were to if someone were to be able to like drop me somewhere where it's like completely opposite of how it is to live here. Like I get over there and like nothing that I understand from how it is to be over here.
Completely just
Yeah.
culture shock.
Exactly. I'd want to experience a culture shock like that.
That's what Mexico is to me. Every time like I go out there.
To Mexico?
Yeah, we used to go with the church I used to go to visit an orphanage out there. We'd go hang out with them and
Okay.
spend the day with them. And it was fun, but it was completely different because, you know, for us, we're used to like always being on the go. So we'd spend like what felt like 10 hours, but it was really only like 2 because it's slow pace over there.
Yeah.
But I think I could only handle like, I don't think I could handle that slow. Because a couple years ago, we went to go visit where my father-in-law is from in Colima.
Okay.
And we spent 4 days, 3 nights out there.
Uh-huh.
By the 4th day, I was like, nah, I need to get out of here.
Is that all like ranch life right there?
Yeah. It's like little city. The big city wasn't too far away, but, you know, we didn't have a car, so we were We were borrowing my wife's uncle's.
Okay.
And sometimes that fool would be stingy. We're like, nah, you can't use it. So I'd be stuck, dude, in the little house, and there's nothing to do besides eat or drink. So you're just like, all right.
You didn't start tending the animals up there?
After, nah, man. They did have like these huge arachnophobia spiders, though.
No way.
So by the time we left, I was shaking out all my clothes and my luggage. I was like, we ain't taking no visitors home, dude. 'Cause,
You're right there burning shit down with the with the lighter and the what was it the spray paint or something?
I don't know. That movie grossed me out when I was a kid because I saw that one where it lands on the electricity line and explodes and it turns into like cheese. It was disgusting.
Yeah, that movie fucked me up too.
Dude, these kids these days have no idea what.
I want to say it was just all the buildup, what I remember, but it was everything was a freaking spider walking up when you don't notice it, and it bites you, and then you die, and then he walks away slowly. I'm like, I do see spiders kind of crawl up randomly sometimes on the wall.
That was prime 90s, dog.
Right? It's like
the slowest spiders could just walk up to you with no notice.
it's like RoboCop.
Oh my gosh! When's the last time you watched that?
The old one or the?
Yeah.
The old one's been maybe about a year. I grew up watching that one though. I would watch it and I'd watch it over and over. So every once in a while I like watching it. I only watched the first one from the old ones. The new one was kind of like, it was alright.
I didn't even know there was a new one.
It came out like, what was it, I think like 5 years ago? Yeah, I heard it didn't do so well.
I seen this meme about it where it said, homie got shot and they still made him go back to work.
Oh, that's messed up.
He must have worked in California.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
See, 90s movie. Kids today don't even know what it is.
Uh,
I think about that because, like, if you ever watch like an old movie from the 70s, like the storytelling was amazing, but you know, it was super slow because it takes time to develop.
yeah.
And now it's just like action packed, and like I know I'm super late to the game, but we watched Thor: The Love and Thunder,
Okay.
and it was funny, but you could tell like they're just trying to do it over the top.
Yeah.
But I'm of the camp like it's a movie. Who cares? Some people take it to heart, you know.
Yeah.
It's too much. I was like, yeah, but it's an alien demigod fighting off other aliens. Like, what do you expect it to be? It is what it is.
All right. Have you seen that new what's it called, Black Panther movie?
Which one?
Black Panther?
No, I haven't seen it yet. Have you?
No. I was thinking about taking my boy, because my daughter won't watch that shit.
Nah,
Nah, she'll sit there, but she won't watch it.
it's not her thing yet.
Nah.
How old's your son?
He's gonna be 9.
Gonna be 9.
Yeah, on the 27th of December.
Is he starting to show like what he's into already?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you got any examples of what?
My bad.
There you go.
No, but yeah, I was gonna tell you, like, just even like sports. that fool started making me feel dumb because he would start watching football and baseball and he's learning all these players' names and I'm right there like who? Like who's that? Like he's the shortstop, isn't he? The shortstop, and then he's correcting himself. No, he's this. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right.
yeah, that sounds right.
Like, so it just trips me out just seeing him, just kind of like he's expanding like his mind and his interests and all that. How far he's willing to go to look for something that he wants, you know. Because I guess he'll start like Googling people's like the Dodgers, and then he sees their players and he learns their names, their schedules. It's a trip. I don't regret giving him the phone that early in his life anymore. He's like, okay, it's working out.
Maybe you don't regret it. You did for a period, or
yeah, it's like for a while. It's like, man, all this kid does is just grab a phone and I'll tell him to go outside. Like we get him a dog, we get him whatever, and he's inside with by himself.
With the dog watching the phone.
The dog's watching him from the outside. I'm like, damn, that's what you wanted a dog for? But yeah. Technology's cool.
My first dog was a pit bull. I wasn't ready for a dog yet, because that poor thing just sat in the backyard forever. And then when I did go out there, I was just sit with them for like 10 minutes. Be like, all right, dog, I'm gonna go play Nintendo 64.
Yeah, shit easily happens, man.
Wrestlemania, dog, shoot.
Right?
I had to go win the belt.
I still remember you said the 64, right?
Yeah.
I used to always get stuck on the James Bond game.
You know what? I never had that game, but I did play it.
I think it was so fun. I sucked though.
That was like the pinnacle of games, right? At that point.
Yeah, I remember one of my cousins. He had the. I forgot what it was another game that was kind of like that, like a
Crash Bandicoot. No, it's not. Nah, what was the other one? It was similar. Anyway.
Are you talking Spyro?
Not Spyro. That's the dragon, right?
Yeah, that was the dragon.
Go ahead. It'll come to me.
No, it was like another another game that was kind of like the 007 game. And there's cool things to that game because I remember that the guy, he would put on like a face mask, like a fake mask, and he would be in there and hiding with people. Then he gets like a secret spot. You couldn't do that on the other game, but I thought the way you play the 007 game was a lot better, a lot more fun, maybe easier. I don't know. I've always been bad at games, so it was easier. Was probably why.
That's why you liked it.
That's why I liked it. It was cool. Or the Crash Bandicoot games, since you mentioned it, those were fun.
I'm trying to think of that one. It was Banjo-Kazooie. Remember that one?
Banjo-Kazooie.
He kind of looked like Crash, and then it was kind of like the similar like adventure, like you have to go
looking for things.
Yeah.
No, I remember that one.
That one was pretty sick. I think all I really played at the time was a major like wrestling fan, so.
All my wrestling games were on the PlayStation, the first one. You had which ones did you have for the 64?
WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah, I remember one in that one.
Raw. That one was whack though. It was like the Walmart version of
They're all stick figures?
Yeah. Well, all of them were stick figures. You look back and like, golly, how was this so entertaining?
All pixelized.
It was a simpler time back then, though.
Oh yeah. I remember I was mentioning the PlayStation game, the WWE one, or WWF. It was the Attitude one. So you just see the guys and they're just right there kind of standing in front of each other. And before you, like when you do the move, there's a pause. Like you just see both characters pause, and like you said, the last time I played it, I was like, how the fuck was this fun? I'm bored already. But yeah,
you just turned it on. I'm over it.
Yeah. It's like when you get those Atari games, the updated ones,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you're excited. You play it for 15-20 minutes and you put it away. I'm like, okay, I remember.
I still remember for the PS1, I had the 64 and I was all about that life. And then my older brother, he got the PS1, but he got it jailbroken, so I had a bunch of games on it. And I was all jealous. I was like, can you do that to 64? He's like, nah, dog.
He's like, I probably can, but nah. I can't.
Let this fool. Stick with your choices, my guy. You wanted that bootleg system, there you go. That's funny. Heck no, man.
I had these two cousins. They lived out in San Diego. They always had all that shit like that. They always had every game, every system, all the games. Like not all the games, but like the games that they wanted. They'd always have them like early. I always get jealous with them. Like, fuck, I want that game.
That was my my next door neighbors. There was 3 brothers. They were the homies, dude. I used to go over every day at like 3:15 on the dot, right when they get home from school.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why, but they always had like every game. They always got like new stuff, you know. So I was like, I'm just gonna go hang out with them. Spend just from like the time they got home till like 8 at night, dude. I was just over there every day.
Playing what? What was the game that you were trying to
The
play?
Wrestlemania. They're the ones who got me into it.
Oh.
The wrestling ones. We're all like wrestling fans back then.
Yeah.
I remember they just got that WrestleMania 2000 that day, and I was like, hey, can I borrow it? And then
It's still in the plastic?
You know, I was like, what, 8 years old? Let me live, bro. He's like, you know what? So he hands me the old one. He's like, here, dog. Thanks. So I went home and played it. I was like, this sucks.
That 2001, was that the one with Triple H on it?
That was the black one, yeah.
Right?
No.
No, that was SmackDown. I think it was the first.
That
or
one was
second
The Rock,
SmackDown.
right?
Yeah. I don't remember which one the 2001 was. Yeah, I remember the first SmackDown was, or the second one was the one with The Rock.
Nah, I can't stand to see that guy's face. He's in everything.
Everything.
I need a breather from that guy.
I like those when him and Kevin Hart are talking shit to each other though. Those videos are usually funny.
Yeah, I need a breather from that guy too, dog.
Well, I don't know. He said he was saying that he was running for president, wasn't he?
Who, The Rock?
Yeah.
He'd probably win. I could see.
Maybe.
Why not? We need some. We need him to call like some other world leaders jabronis.
Right.
Do the people's elbow. Can you imagine that?
I could imagine that he's gonna end like one of those State of the Unions, and that's what The Rock is cooking.
Right? He just gets to the mic. Can you smell?
He still walks in with his music.
Our Vice President, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Where's the glass breaking?
Dude, I used to get in so much trouble. Were you ever a wrestling fan?
Yeah, hell yeah.
What was that? It was a pimp, and then he would have his ladies with him.
Oh, The Godfather.
The Godfather.
Yeah.
I remember
And the
being
whole
like,
train.
Yeah, the whole train. He watching it on a Friday night.
Hell
This was
yeah.
always walking with all these baddies. Parents like, what are you watching?
It's wrestling.
Wrestling? Wrestling? And then they censored them. They like went to, I guess they were catching too much heat.
Yeah.
So they did the censor thing. And they would wear like their Mormon getup.
Yeah. I remember that. It's funny though, because it took me years to realize what they were doing there, where they were all dressed up and like they looked like preachers or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
They were
yeah.
carrying around those collection boxes.
Is that what they were? Yeah, I forgot that part. That's hilarious. And that guy was a genius, dude. He was like the master of marketing. Vince McMahon.
Hell yeah.
I remember being like 8 years old, all sucked into the storyline. That's when Kurt Angle came in.
Yeah.
Hated that dude. He would play his theme music, and then everybody would chant, "You suck, you suck." Meanwhile, a few years earlier, he was representing his country, winning the gold. It didn't matter,
But
dog.
let's not talk about that though.
Listen, that was then. This is now.
Now this guy's a suck ass over here,
Yeah.
trying to play to the company.
Shoot.
Fuck that guy.
Hate him. I don't even know him, but I hate him. Oh man, that's hilarious.
I still remember I remember there was a storyline with the Big Boss Man and Al Snow. Al Snow used to carry around his little Chihuahua.
Al Snow.
Yeah, he's that fool that had he had the mannequin head. He'd walk in with the mannequin head, and he had that writing on his forehead. It was upside down.
I can't picture it. I know. Yeah, I kind of like vaguely remember that, but Al Snow.
Al Snow.
If it wasn't my man Cactus Jack, dog, we ain't talking about him. What was that? He used to bring in one too. Mr. Sacco.
Mr. Sacco.
Shoot.
Yeah, that shit was funny. Imagine if that was,
Wild times, dog. Wild times.
imagine if those were like, because I remember thinking that the used sock, since they always say, oh, the putting his sweaty used sock in his mouth. Imagine he actually did use an old sock and all that.
Listen, I would rather take an old sock from Mankind than that thing from Rikishi.
The stink face?
Is that what it was called? I was thinking nasty.
When he
dog.
rubbed his ass in his,
Yeah.
in his face.
Rikishi. Good times, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Then I remember my parents hating on me, saying it was fake, and I was all like, "No, it's not. It's real. Look, that's real blood."
How do you explain the blood?
There goes your logic.
Hey, Daniel was just asking me about that too. Like, yeah, I just found out that wrestling's fake. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, yeah, because it has a storyline. I'm like, so how does it have a storyline? Does it mean it's not real? I'm like, well, I explained it to him, but I just don't wanted him to be into it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a storyline, it's a show. So the moves aren't real? I'm like, no, they still gotta throw each other around, you know, like, you know. I wasn't buying it though. Like, I see him. Okay.
Say, dog, you crushed his childhood.
I'm like, God damn it.
Innocence gone forever.
I mean, it took me a couple more years. I think I was like 17 till I figured that out. You know? I'm like, I want him to make it that far. I'm like, this was barely gonna be 9. You already figured it out. I'm like, damn.
The internet, dog, it ruins kids. Stick there wrestling with blinded kids for years and never the notice, you know what I mean? Sheesh. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
After that, were you into anything else the same, Noah?
Well, after I realized the whole storyline aspect of wrestling, I still watched it. I would watch it just to see how the storyline was progressing.
Yeah.
That was the interest then. And I tried doing it now. It's not the same. You know, storylines are way too different. It's the whole PG thing, you know. But
Back when, yeah. It was different though back then, right? Like
Yeah.
you could say things and do things a little bit differently.
yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. I just feel like you can kind of notice the wrestlers now that they have to say things a certain way, you know? Because it definitely did seem a little bit more ad-lib before. Like you could just talk however you wanted, you know, and
Yeah.
just tell the story. Now you gotta tell the story and you can't cuss. It was like, fuck, you know, like, look, I mean, I just fucked up right there.
Say it, dog. It's gone downhill.
Yeah, I mean, it's still entertaining, I guess. You'll still watch it, but to me, it's not the same. I think they lost all the adults, you know.
It's for the kids.
Yeah.
Wrestling's for the
Definitely
kids.
not for the kids. You can't have the whole train anymore, man. Well, why are you gonna watch?
That's for the adults.
That's for the
wrestling's
adults.
for the kids.
Yeah, man.
That's funny. I'll never forget that. That was the funniest thing ever.
The whole train.
My parents were hot when they seen that. Like, what is this?
I know there's something else that I used to watch that was like that, and can't remember what it was.
Were you, all right, here's the real question everybody wants to know. Were you a Blockbuster or Hollywood video guy?
No, Blockbuster.
Blockbuster?
Blockbuster all the way.
Nah, dog. Come on.
All the way to the end, and then right away I just jumped on Netflix. You know? Blockbuster. No, I used to always go to. I remember it was over in off of Whittier Boulevard. This I used to always go to those small video stores. It was called JC Videos. JC Videos. And I don't know why I used to always think that was Blockbuster. And then until I went to Blockbuster, like I was probably like I was a little bit older, you know.
16.
Wait, this is Blockbuster?
Oh, snap.
I didn't go to the real Blockbuster until they started selling the movies, you know? When they were trying to get their money back and all that.
That's hilarious.
Man, that's funny. 17. No, but that little video store was cool though, because they always had, you know, those tamarindo candies, the ones that they put in like micheladas.
Yeah.
They used to always have those at the counter, so I always convinced my mom to get me one. We'd get a movie or two, you know. They didn't have those at Blockbuster.
That's how they drew the people in, dog. They weren't gonna beat them with the prices and the movie selection.
I remember the only Blockbuster we used to go to was the one in Monterey Park. And the only reason we would go is because my parents wanted Chinese food, and there was a Chinese food spot right across the plaza.
2 birds, 1 stone,
Hell
my
yeah,
guy.
man. So we go to Blockbuster and hear my mom complaining, man, the movie's more expensive here. I'm like, huh? I didn't get that.
Don't worry about it. You got the $2.
I seen him there.
We'll rewind it, I swear. Dang.
Then I'm over there at the end of the day collecting cans because I forgot to rewind it. I gotta come up with the $2 for mom.
Mom said we can't go to Blockbuster no more unless we come up with some cash fast. Did you ever like collect cards or anything?
I remember my brother handed off some they were Marvel cards, or like they were like they were comic book characters. I want to remember there was Marvel only though. I don't think there was any like DC. But he had like a collection of those cards, so I tried, like, if I ever found some, I try to get some. If I got a chance, I convinced my mom to get me a pack. I felt like I didn't really come across them or look for them that hard. The ones that I used to collect were the Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, man.
Oh, heck yeah.
I got into that shit.
That was, Pokemon came out, I was 10 years old, so I was like a little Ash, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah. It was about that age.
Till this day, I've never got a Charizard. I'm still mad about it, dude.
I'd always find those the fake ones in the machines.
Oh yeah, the little fake one. Yeah.
They're supposed to be fake, the fake holograms, but instead of holograms, they were just glittery.
Glitter on both sides.
Yeah.
That's bootleg. There was this kid around the block from me. You know, I was all into Pokemon, and he sold me a Raichu for like $10, and I was all happy. Went home, I rode my bike home, convinced my mom to give me $10. She was all mad because she was getting ready to go to some party or something. She's like, here, just go get my purse, get out of here. Same day, I never even played the game. I just collected the cards. Same day, I left my whole notebook of cards out on the front line. Oh man, that was hilarious. At that point in my life, I remembered very vividly I was leaving like all my valuables on the front line. Left my skateboard.
Like if someone stole your car or something. No.
Shoot. Yeah, I was all into Pokemon. I was into Yu-Gi-Oh.
I remember I had that whole binder and all that with all those plastic slips so you could put your cards in.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of those. I kept them, so it kind of helped out when my board was getting bigger. I showed him. So he got into Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit, he got into Pokemon a little bit, like a little phase. And he started watching his own shit. And I was like, the fuck, they still have these shows? So he started asking us for, this was a couple years ago already. He started asking us for Beyblades and...
Oh, the Beyblades?
Yeah. Those, so he got into all that shit. I was like, what the fuck? And I started thinking, like, did I like take up this much space before? That's the first thing I started thinking. It was like, I take it, like, you know, with all my cards.
It started making you appreciate your parents more for all
the it's like, man, like, you gotta find,
you put them up with.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta find a spot for all this stuff now. Like I remember because his thing, he had the whole ring where they could, because they're like tops, right?
Yeah, the whole setup.
Yeah, so we got him his little arena. Then he break one, so we had to go buy it again. Okay. We have all these like missing parts. He got into that. He got into some other ones called Arcados.
I'm laughing because my cousins were ruthless, dog. They would just pick on anybody and everyone for the funniest things. They used to call, remember Bionicle?
Bionicle.
It was kind of like machines, whatever. It was kind of like the same thing, just it came out a few years after Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
So it was like the next generation's thing.
Okay.
And they would tell my cousin, he was all into it. A bunch of 14, 15-year-olds making fun of a 7-year-old. Get out of here, Bionicle. Oh, man.
Or like with, do you remember Digimon?
Yeah, I never got into Digimon. Did you?
I did, and those cousins that I was telling you about who had who always had the systems and all that, all the game systems. They got into all that because they've always been into like anime and all those shows and all that. So they were into all of that. So they had all the little toys, the Digimon toys. I never got those. Yeah, I had to make my choice between Digimon and Pokemon. I'm like, okay, Pokemon's a heavy hitter, you know. I gotta get that one.
I'm not gonna go with the B. Gotta go with the A plus.
So whenever I go over to the house, I borrow that toy, and their older sister, she would mess around with me like that. Hey, what are you doing, Steven? You're playing Diggermon? Like, this Digimon. Get all mad.
You used to get all heated up.
Yeah, I'm like, she's singing wrong. Ah.
That was your whole identity, dog.
She walks down the hall like, yeah, Steven's over there playing Diggermon.
Don't make me laugh, dog. I'm gonna line you up. You know. My parents used to always, they did that too. They were ruthless. Go pick up your Pokemon cards. It's Pokemon, get it right.
It's not your lizard.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Heck yeah. Did you grow up playing sports?
Just with my brother. Like I didn't play any like on a team or anything like that. I was just so with my brother.
Yeah.
You had to fight, you know.
I wasn't about that life. I played like a couple, like rec league basketball, but I was more into eating junk food and playing Pokemon.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. You gotta do that too.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I remember my brother. He's the one that's always been into sports, so he always got me into everything just because I got to play with him.
Uh-huh.
So I remember when Mighty Ducks were in, we got into rollerblading. We'd be rollerblading on
on
the street.
That was short-lived for me, the rollerblading. Then it quickly went into skateboarding.
Yeah, I tried skateboarding and didn't go that well.
Yeah.
I left it alone.
You can't be 5'3", 200 pounds and be a good skater.
And you're
Unless you're a wee man.
And your only trick is the manual. You know?
The manual.
Yeah.
I hit a couple kick flips in my day.
Oh no, I couldn't get the board off the ground.
I'm gonna put you back. Right?
Yeah, go.
Yeah. My skateboarding career was short. That was another thing I got into was the Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
That one was a cool game.
That one was sick.
I see that they came out with like how they remade it recently,
Mm-hmm.
so you can just play like with better graphics and all that. I've been thinking of getting it, but I think it's like 2 or 3 of the games for like $60. I'm like, I need to make sure my boys are into it first before I start getting all this.
Dude, I went to Target the other day and yeah, those games are like $60, $70. I'm like, what the heck?
I don't know.
Inflation, though.
Even for the Nintendo, I remember the Nintendo. Oh, I don't know about you, but I always thought that the Nintendo games were always a little bit cheaper. Like sometimes they'd only be like $5, but the expensive ones were always the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all the games are the same now. They're all $60. And like $65.
I thought you meant like the same as in like like the same kind of games, because that's pretty much what it is. It's either 2K or
Oh yeah, that too.
they rarely come out with anything like original.
I mean, Nintendo still has their Mario stuff and all that. I don't think they.
Yeah, that's classic. That's
Yeah, but pretty much all the games are the same.
why mess with success, you know?
Right?
Did you ever get into did you have a Super Nintendo?
Not the Super Nintendo. I had the first Nintendo.
The big one?
Yeah.
With Duck Hunt and all that?
Yeah.
That was a little bit before my time.
I only had it because of my brother. My brother's game, and I got to play. The one that I was big into was the Sega.
Sega. We had that. I never played it though. It was really. I still remember we went to KB Toys and bought the Super Nintendo. I got home. I think I played for like 6 hours straight. Like 6 years old. There's that thing where like you're trying to jump, so you pick up the control too.
She could make the character jump?
Yeah. Damn it. And that was funny because a few months back, my kids, the friends I grew up have kids, and now they're playing together, my kids and their kids.
Yeah.
So it was their birthday party, and my friend has a Switch, and then we played for a couple minutes, and then we turned it off, and then all the kids saw us playing, so of course they wanted to start playing. So they're all asking me like, "Oh, can you turn it on for us?" And I picked up the control. I was like, "I don't even know how to. Where's the on button? I don't even know how to work this machine."
No, now you do need to throw your arms up to make the.
Yeah.
They watched us all growing up, and they're like, "We gotta make that happen."
That's it.
No, I trip out with those Oculus games, the VR ones.
Yeah.
I think they're crazy.
There's like the whole virtual world thing is already in existence, right?
Yeah. That's what they're trying to do. I guess people are supposed to have like work meetings and all kinds of things like that.
Yeah, for sure, because people are gonna take those seriously.
Are you gonna get in trouble for not charging your Oculus?
I don't think I'm ready for that. The whole Oculus thing.
Or even like those virtual concerts. Cause you know how like during COVID they were there's people that like those what was it? I can't remember any of them, but I know that there was some singers that had their virtual concerts and you can log in and watch other stuff. So I guess the idea is for them to have a character created for them and then they perform there, or I don't know what. Like I don't know.
Nah, I'm good with all that.
Yeah.
Like yesterday for Thanksgiving, like again, do what you do. Like I just think like all this stuff takes away the personal effect. Like instead of saying to somebody in person like happy birthday, like they'll just shoot you a text or they'll post on your Facebook wall. Like, dude, nobody even uses Facebook. Like I think it means more to have somebody say it to your face, you know. Or give you a call at least.
Yeah.
It's so cheap to have just like a comment. So, for me personally.
So what you just like now? No response? Just like?
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, alright, cool, I see you.
I'm over there hating on them. Remember MySpace?
Oh my god.
Come on, dog. Who was in your top 8? I know you know how fast.
I can't remember now. But I remember stressing the fuck out.
Be mad at somebody and move down a couple spots.
Oh, damn, I have to take you out. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
I have to go explain to myself after. Damn, I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
I had to take you off my favorites.
Are you mad at me? That is funny.
I'll let you hack my profile twice though.
Wait, what was the hacking? I don't remember.
They just post a picture of either themselves or like of you guys, and it's for hacked by whoever.
Nah, dog. Papa wasn't that popular.
No. Oh, yeah. I just seen it a lot. It didn't happen to me.
I could tell you all about it.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Hey, when I met you in football?
Yeah.
Junior year? Junior year.
Sophomore year, junior year, something like that. Around that time.
Heck yeah, dog. We were the best on JV.
With cowboy collars.
Cowboy collar buddies, dog. Shoot. They didn't want none of us.
Hey, I seen those pictures recently. Those things look huge on us. I'm like, what?
Yeah, dude, we were wearing like XL shoulder pads and we're medium at best. I remember the coaches would always tell me like, "You look bigger," and you're like,
I've been hitting the gym a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta play it off. Right.
I still remember that Arroyo game when you didn't come off the field and we got penalized. I was pissed. The whole sideline was yelling, "Quincy! Get up!"
I'm on the line. I thought I wasn't in the right spot.
my
I'm like, well, I guess I
God.
wasn't. You know.
That's all right. We got blown out by like 30 anyways. We were good. We were in no danger.
Don't say it was my fault. I just didn't know.
If anything, that helped.
I made the game interesting.
Oh, man.
It's like, is he gonna make it? Is he gonna no?
I remember I was yelling at like all the, because we were juniors and we were playing with like sophomores because we sucked. And then everything was going wrong, so I was hot at everybody. Good time. Do you remember any of that stuff? Any games or anything from that time period?
Yeah, I remember. I remember the practices. Practices were. I wasn't used to that shit. Like, that was the first time I had played on the team, so I was like, you know, it was different being out there and running around that often. So later in my. No, but yeah, no, it was cool though. And then walking over to Jack's and shit after our practice.
Oh, remember
walking
that?
to Jack in the Box. What the fuck?
I remember this one time, it was me, I think you were there, and Ernesto went to Jack in the Box. We order our food, we go sit down, we're all kicking it, talking. And then the lady only gave him like 2 ketchup packages. So he goes up to the front, he was like, "Can I get some more ketchup?" And she's like, "Nah, because the economy's bad right now." So she sent him back to the, he didn't get his ketchup.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, dude. I didn't know anything about world politics, but I knew I didn't like him from that point on. What do you mean you're only going to give me 1 buttermilk ranch?
I gotta pay for the next one? What the fuck? Where the fuck am I gonna get 25 cents from? God. My mom only gave me $2.
That's hilarious. Do you remember the night pep rally?
Yeah. Thing was crazy. We beat the juniors that year, remember?
I remember.
It was our sophomore year, but we beat the juniors. That was awesome.
That was back when you had like
Was it the super sophomores or something like that?
I don't even know my guy, but that was fun. That whole experience.
Hell yeah. I remember Jack in the Box was when you guys started calling me Quincy.
Why did we call you Quincy?
Cause what's it called? I don't know if you remember the one that Jack in the Box right here on Washington. They used to ask for your name. They go up and we started giving like dumb names. So I went up and since what's his name Leo used to call me Quentin. So I went up. I told him Quentin, and then they called me out Quincy. Quincy. And then everybody started laughing. I'm like, fuck. Like I already knew that one was gonna stick. I'm like Quincy. He's like, where the fuck did she get?
Oh snap! Forgot about that. Did you ever do the Montebello run with us?
Montebello, yeah.
From the ranch to up to Streamland,
Yeah, up to the mall.
risking our lives running across the freeway.
Oh, yeah. That thing was...
Oh yeah, we did the walk back, right? You were with us? And then
No,
Leo
I'm
took a dump, and then he had no toilet paper, so he used the sign off of the telephone pole. He was walking home all mud butt.
Oh, man.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
No, I remember being the very last one. I was dying. I had no kind of fucking
No
stamina,
stamina.
no stamina for any of that. I remember. You remember? Do you remember Kenny? With Kenny Bravo?
Oh yeah.
That fool on the way back because we knew we weren't gonna make it back. Like walking, you know.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you guys walked back, my mom had picked me up and we gave Kenny a ride. And that fool straight up told my mom, "Yeah, even I beat him."
That dude was like 5'6", 270 of just like pure mass.
Yeah.
That guy was a man, dude. I think he's like a chef now. Pans out.
Yeah.
That's cool. Dang.
Yeah, my mom was telling me about that for like 2-3 days straight. Like, oh my god, he said that he beat you too. I'm like, yeah.
Getting clowned down by your mom. That's cold blooded.
That's why the next. Yeah, my mom always did that to me.
Turned
Oh
out-
yeah. Her and my brother, you know.
Haters,
gotta,
dog.
gotta talk shit. You know, gotta talk shit. How do you toughen the skin?
That's it.
right?
That's my thing. Shoot. I have a one of my buddies. He's 6'8",
Mm-hmm.
and his wife is like 6'1", 6'2". So they have, you know, gargantuan kids already. 9 years old. That fool's like already like 5'9". So every time he comes, like he just talks smack to his son. He's all, "How is that relevant, fat boy?" He's like, so yeah, we got to toughen one up now because you're not gonna be any less ruthless.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Like middle school, high school. I don't know.
My mom don't like it when I do things like that, but I tell him like, you know, I mean, people are gonna tell him worse things when he gets older, and he'll get used to people telling him bad things now. I mean, see, I could say it now, and he could know that I don't mean it.
Yeah.
And he could just, you know, wipe it off.
Or it doesn't mean
Okay.
nothing, you know.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's just whatever. So when someone does tell you and they do mean it, you can just be like, oh, whatever. Don't matter to me. So I do it with good intention, you know.
listen, I make fun of my kids because I love them,
Because
right?
I love them.
I make fun of my wife because I love her.
I'm preparing them for life. I want them to have a successful life.
That's it, man. That's all it is. Good intentions.
Yeah, but when that motherfucker starts talking shit to me, ooh, man. Kick that fool's ass.
Do you like fight with them already? Let me see this part real quick. I want to like, especially as my daughter, I want to put her in like classes and stuff so that she's not a victim when she grows up.
Yeah.
She don't have to rely on anybody. She could just handle her own.
Yeah, I haven't. He did a karate class not too long ago, and he seemed to enjoy that. And I've been wanting to put him in either boxing or the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes. But like when we horse around right there, like at the house, I always try to show him like, you know, like, look, you know, hide your face and like, you know, get yourself right here and you know, hold on like this, or you know, and I'll let him do that to me, and he'll see how he could move me a certain way, you know. I try to help him out, or like, you know, show him little things. Until I put him in those classes and they correct me, you know. No, you never want to do that.
Number one thing, don't ever do
Yeah,
this.
don't ever put your face
My
there.
dad told me to do this. Who's your dad?
I walk out.
Yeah, who is his dad?
God damn it. Hold on, go ahead, teach him right. Teach him.
It was fun the other day. I was messing with my daughter because I was trying to like. She's a little bit older now, so I think we put her in a karate class. She did it, and she did pretty well, you know, for it only being like a 3-week class. But I want to start getting her used to like the grappling aspect, because you know, most kids aren't gonna pull guard on you, right? After like 6 or 7. Most kids are probably just gonna throw like a wild swing, but everybody's gonna clinch up. So since I have a little bit of a wrestling background, I want to just show her like a couple escape things and things to kind of like get away from this part. But I did a leg sweep, is where you kick the legs from out from under them.
Mm-hmm.
She went flying backwards, and I caught her last second before she smacked her. My wife was all mad. Don't be doing that. Listen, that's how she learned.
Kicking your kids' legs out from under them.
That's the cold world out there, my guy. If I ain't the one teaching her, she's gonna learn somewhere else.
Oh, man, that's funny. And one thing I do have, I don't know if it's happened to you, but one thing I have to get used to is like just realizing that maybe my kids understand something, because I have the habit that I want to teach them what they're about to do because I know that they haven't done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so for example, like I could tell you something like mini golfing or like playing pool, right? We go to the bowling alley. They have the pool tables, and I'm right there. My habit is I'm trying to show my son, hey, look, aim right here and do it like this, and my cousin he was there with us, and he noticed that I was just confusing him and just kind of like he was getting kind of nervous.
Yeah.
So I'd walk away, and my boy would shoot like with nobody talking to him, and he was doing better. So my cousin noticed that, and after the second time after that, he told me, just leave him alone. He pulled me to the side. He's like, hey, just leave him alone. I think he's got it. You don't have to tell him anything. And I'm just watching him, and he fucking beats me. He beats me that game. I'm like, what the fuck? And the whole time I'm watching him, like, he knows where he needs to aim. He's just not holding it how I would think he would need to hold it, you know? And yeah, that trips me out.
You know, I think about that too. You know, thinking about my own experiences and a lot of well-meaning people trying to tell you how to do it their way, but what it is you need to figure out, like the same concept, like we're both trying to get to the same point, but we have like different ways to get there, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So I would always try to do things how the people told me, but maybe it was, you know, the wrong way to attack it from my point of view.
Or sometimes it's even the explanation. I think I don't explain myself right,
Yeah.
you know?
Because it's hard, like, conveying what's in your mind to, especially to the kids. Like, they don't even know what you're talking about half the time.
Yeah.
Well, man, thanks for coming on, brother.
Of course. Thanks for having me, my boy.
Sure.